to be understood. So let us start our journey. I keep all your audio files into my flash drive. So my simple answer, don't keep it into the hard drive, keep it into the soft drive here. That will work. So one email I received that I always keep all the audio files. Do you keep your address of your home, the car you own, the honey you have in your USB drive or in your soft drive? I'm stimulating your intellect. It doesn't work. Today I love you and tomorrow I hate you. When I hit back on your head that you are moving in a wrong direction. What is all this? This doesn't work. That is why we say we have to become a seeker. Now I have a confidence on you. You do not need a confidence on me. Be confident about your intellect. Be loyal to your intellect. If we are loyal to our intellect, means I'm loyal to the knowledge, and that knowledge is awareness, and that awareness is nothing but the consciousness. Why I said so? The entire Eastern wisdom, when we study any text, the very first question is answered directly or indirectly. It is hidden. It has to be learned from a teacher. To whom the text is written, and the answer is for the seeker. That is very important to understand. To whom the text is written, to whom the knowledge is to be given, to the seekers. And what the seeker wants, $1 million. No. To bring an end to the suffering once and for all. That is the first goal. Second goal is awaken to the permanent peace and happiness, love and wisdom. Whether you say awakening to the real self or awakening to the permanent peace, happiness, love and wisdom. To whom the text is written. So who is the revealer of that knowledge? The revealer of that knowledge is that text through the teacher. That is how it is explained. This is one way. Another question that we should ask ourselves, how many times to repeat to remember all the principles? Repeat consciously with discernment and dispassion 21 times to allow the intellect to have the faith in the knowledge. You are done. Try this. 21 times is long, you are fully busy. You are busy. Yes, that's why you are awful. We are busy only to bring an end to the suffering from the world outside. Find out. That understanding should be 100% clear. and you repeat consciously with 21 times what you hear in a live session. So you listen once and then mind purifies, listen second time, third, fourth. You are listening to your own intellect once you have understood it. Example for you have a pain in the first sheet, physical, food sheet. The third sheet says, hell with your 5 sheet, let me take a pill. Hold on, you are already caught. You are already caught in the web of delusion. Are you getting it? No, yes, I'm getting it. And it is the fourth sheet says, yes, I have taken the pill yesterday and that has treated my pain, so let me, okay. And you are already caught. So how many times to repeat, to remember all the principles? My master used to say, repeat it 21 times with the discernment and dispassion to check. You are a perfect seeker. That knowledge is already absorbed. Discernment and dispassion, in a simple word, is intellect is knowing the meaning of each word, followed by contemplation, clarity, reflection, to remove the doubt, to keep the mind in abeyance, to allow the knowledge to be awakened. I remember first time I repeated only one principle, peace is your essential nature, that my master always said 100 times. Nothing happened. So should I blame the teacher or should I blame my own intellect, which is full of the dualities, conflicts, likes and dislikes? That is what is known as the impurities of the mind. Second time I repeated 50 times. Yes, I felt confident. Third time 21 times. Seeker. Fourth time, you simply need to do it maybe a couple of times. And once that knowledge is settled in the intellect, you are already there. You are already there. And once that knowledge is realized in the intellect, what is that knowledge? That I am the real self, 24/7. Result is suffering do not touch you. And now if with this background you listen to what is real self, the definition is that real self is other than the 3 bodies we have already covered, the physical, subtle, and causal. I had a mail from the Sam which was dated 21st. And we have already discussed, finalized. So on 24th, I responded to that mail and the next moment I realized my mistake. We have already finalized. That is what I say. Don't take the causal body casually. This is going to happen. But now, you have an instant realization. So Sam has sent an assignment to himself. He said, no, I have sent you the assignment. And I checked again, and yesterday, Stephen was also there. This is what we need to understand clearly. The knowledge has to be settled completely. So that knowledge lives with awareness of what is truth, what is false, and what is untruth. So we are here taking that these 5 sheets are false. And we understand the definition of the false, that what is false? That appears true, but it is not true. That is the very nature of the world outside. It appears solid, the wall, but it is a myth, the science says. Oh, you are my honey. It appears honey, but deeper inside it's a man or a woman. We have a problem with a label. We don't have a problem with a man and women. Now, how can you say, if I have a problem with my honey, you will also have a problem? No. Have you seen that? Have you seen that your honey is very well respected and you don't respect him or her at your home? It's very well respected outside. Oh yeah, what a good guy, what a good girl. And the honey listens, I know. Mind must change. Mind must change. Knowledge. We are going a little deeper. So we have understood that this physical body is made up of 5 elements, undergoes a complex process. It creates a lot of system in the organs, physical body. So here the knowledge should be, am I the physical body or consciousness? Physical body is a matter. I'm not conscious. I'm consciousness. Then we have done the subtle body. Subtle body is all about subtle body. Just become aware that subtle body is a 5 sense organ, 5 motor organs, 5 physiological functioning, 5 groups of physiological functioning done by the energy and mind in the intellect. And we are none of them. Very clear. You drop the identification by understanding the falsity of it. You raise your awareness. That is also known as Kundalini awakening. From the lower consciousness, you are moving to the higher consciousness. Then we have already talked about it. What is that? We have causal body. So we are none of these 3 bodies. And then the master defines the real self. We are other than 5 sheets. Outermost sheet is the food sheet. Food. Huh? Did you contemplate on that? It's only a food. Oh, I look so beautiful in the mirror. It's a food sheet. Think of this. I look like Mr. or Miss Universe, with respect to all the guys and girls. But the moment you have a thought that this is food, nothing more than carbohydrate, protein, So your mind stops comparing your food sheath with other. So there the mind undergoes a change. That is the power of knowledge. And some have the inferior complex, inferiority. Oh, I don't look nice, we have lot of. Still, it is food sheath. So your knowledge drops the clinging to the food sheath. What we do, if we are black, we want to be white. If we are extremely white, we want to tan. That's the word used. I heard from, I don't know, tanning. So that is why we are awfully busy. Food sheath. Second sheath is the energy sheath, the pranamaya kosha, which governs all the physiological functioning. I'm none of the physiological functioning. Do you ever claim that I am digestive system? Come on, just think of it. Am I digestive system? Am I circulatory system? Do we ever say that I am my sense organ? And then the third sheath is the mind, the mental sheath. Mental sheath always works with its past impression of behavior, attitude, instinct, and impulses. So I can only correct by knowledge. From where the psychotherapy, that art of the psychotherapy or the talk therapy was discovered. We discovered it. Think of it, it's 6,000 years ago. We have been giving a talk, which is normally known as a discourse. With due respect to the modern psychology, we discovered it. Fourth sheath is intellectual sheath that takes a decision. And the fifth sheath we have already done, that is Anandamaya Kosha. We say it goes by the pleasure-seeking ideas, action. It prompts me to pleasure-seeking in the world outside. I like pasta. I love pasta. And now it takes over all the 5 sheets instantly. And we fall back into delusion because of the absence of discernment. Just think, because of the discernment and dispassion. And then we came to understand the last session that what about these sense organs? So physical sense organ made up of the food sheath, but the faculty of seeing, faculty of touching, faculty of feeling the sensation comes from the deep inside. It's a faculty, it's a power. And last time we understood that this faculty has to, we have given a name of God. So God in Eastern wisdom is known as Devata. The literal meaning of Devata is giving. Where is that giving? Your eyes are open? Yes. Are you looking at me? Yes. Are you making an effort to look at me? No. Natural. Fan is running. I feel the touch. I see the space. It happens naturally. So another understanding of the God is that who is a giver? So from where that giver gets the power? From the mind. From where the mind gets the power? From the consciousness. You remove the consciousness, these 5 sense organs have no powers. Even if our eyes are functioning properly. And these five sense organs, another reason. We have a beautiful eyes, everything is working fine. Everything is working fine. Very good. Everything is working fine. All the five sense organ is working fine. But if the space is not there, the ear will not work. Have you ever seen that, feel that? I can pick up all the criticism. You have been criticizing me for so long. I overheard it. We use the word, I overheard it. And then we get upset. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. Now you see why we say, God, remove the space. You cannot hear anything. You are wrong. You overheard it. And it's better not to overhear. Do your business. Let people say whatever they want to say. Sure? Let Honey say whatever he says, she says. She's also my student. I'm just giving an example. So air for the skin. Air is not there. Forget about the sense of touch. Do you see we are a part of the universe? Why we should have ego? I overheard you and then you would, unnecessary. If the sun is not there, these eyes will not function. Water is not there, the taste is not there. Earth is not there, smell is not there. Think of this. You will feel connected to the entire world. All the time. Why? It will destroy our ego. It will destroy. We'll talk sometime that we have 3 layers of our consciousness works purely at the physical level. That is why we say to look at the physical sun, remember the eyes. So, in Eastern wisdom, you say that if you do not understand it intellectually, you do not absorb the knowledge. So, pray to the sun, pray to the air, pray to the space at the physical. And gradually we move at the subtler level, and then we understand these are the faculties. Five sense organs. Similarly, we have the five motor organs, and they also have their so-called the God. The speech, the hands, the anus, the legs, and the genitals are the 5 motor organs. And the master says they also have the functional power of motor organs of speech is fire. They are related again to the fire. Hands is known as the Indra. Hands means that I have to work. It symbolizes that I should never leave working. Otherwise, the mind will become crazy. So we'll also have a deeper understanding of the genitals is known as Prajapati, procreation. And the anus for the Yama, we will also gradually we will pick up understanding. So I want to bring the last point today is very important. What is that? That these 5 sense organs and their functional powers, 5 motor organs and their functional powers, if we do not separate them declare them there, it is none of them, is me. I am none of them. Then what happens? In the intellect, we build a very strong ego. And once you build a strong ego, that is going to make you suffer all the time. It is not that only Bill Gates has an ego. We all have our ego. We all have our ego. And that ego limits me. It prevents me to be connected to the entire world outside. Honey says you are crazy. You heard from the ear, the space is responsible. So you remember the space first. That is responsible for passing on this information to me. What will happen? And then say that if the space is not there, what did you say? I didn't hear you. But if you get angry, then it proves that you are crazy. Are you getting it? If you get upset, it proves that you are crazy. Are you getting it? So these 5 sense organs are only the gateways for the information from the world outside. They do not open inside. They have no work at all inside. Think of it. So who gets upset? What is the experience of the upset? It happens in the third sheath, the mind. So I have taken the external situation and I have explained that situation to my mind through an intellect because of the delusion. That is why I am upset. Are you getting it? Not very difficult to understand that I have taken the outer situation and in the absence of discernment and dispassion, I have given a right or wrong interpretation in my mind. And then my mind says, how dare you say that I am crazy? Now only option is left is the divorce. Divorce, again, there is a problem. Now, example I'm saying. We divorce hundreds of times every day when we are upset, when we enter into anxiety, when we enter into duality, when we enter into the conflict. That is the rule. Where is the rule? That is why the master says, we are other than the 5 sheaths. 5 sheaths. 5 sheaths. So the moment you see that we are other than the 5 sheaths means we are other than the 5 neighbors. Well, I used to translate, we will talk about it. That is a beautiful way to explain it. So see the simple way that intellect should be settled with the knowledge that we are other than the 5 sheaths. That includes the 5 sense organs and the 5 motor organs. All the thoughts, feeling and emotions that contains or that expresses in terms of anxiety, duality, conflict, jealousy, hatred, it's my interpretation. Situation is outside my interpretation of but why the mind gives such interpretation? The mind desires peace and happiness from the world outside. And why the mind desires? Because I am a non-thinker about my life. I do not think. Oh, let me see that. Does that word craziness attacked my first sheath? No. The word cannot attack the physical sheath. Foot sheath. Did it attack the second? No. Did it attack really the mind? No. No, yes. The mind has given a different interpretation. Just giving an example. So you are not allowing any situation, event of the world outside to enter inside you. That is another definition of discernment and dispassion. So when that happens, you are already calm. Relax. Yes, I will pick up 2 or 3 more beautiful principles for the highest seekers. You all are highest seekers. So, but I gave you. If you are the highest seeker, you do it 21 times. You are done. The knowledge is settled once and forever. If not, you forget it. So then check at what level of a seeker you are. Maybe you repeat 100 times and doesn't happen. No, I'm saying a possibility. 1 out of 100 possibility. So then we have to think and contemplate why it is not happening. Where is the problem? The problem may be from the causal body. You are committed, you are sincere, you have been doing it. You are sincere and committed, but you are doing in a wrong way. How come my consciousness does not allow me to meditate? That's a wrong approach. But you don't want to listen. Do you see that? I can give you 100. So then nothing will happen. Well, I translated that statement, the space inside the restroom doesn't allow me to go to the restroom. Well, I can translate that. The space doesn't allow me to sit here. Do you see that? So we fall back into the delusion. So then we come to those deluded statements. So you are proving that you are a non-seeker and still you claim that you are a seeker. How do you claim? You carry the baggage that I have been practicing meditation for the last 10 years. Can I sit here 10 years is a waste? I cannot say. You will be more offended. So we teachers we try to approach in a different way. My master used to be very tough on, everything is waste. I did meditation for 3 hours. What happened? Nothing happened. Go back. Personally, I was very close to him, so the time came when I came. So he told me, I know that you want to come closer to me. What the word he used, that he used a very, that you should not be very close to a teacher, you should not be very far from the teacher. Because if you are far from the teacher, you are in a delusion. You don't listen, you do not contemplate. And if you are very close to the teacher, he will be very tough on your ignorance. Very tough as compared to the others. But it means you are committed and you can bring a change in your life. Let us start. Close your eyes. Start our practice. Close your eyes and Body is steady and mind is facing within. Now see that mind is facing within. Apply the knowledge. 5 sense organs, they only open to the world outside, not inside. No, but I have lot of experiences, including the triangle that we are using. Sometime I see images. What are they then? They are happening in the mind. They are imagined in the mind. Imagined for right, imagined for wrong. So we filter out. It is happening, we let it come, we let it go. We do not get obsessed with these imagined. Oh. So that is why we are doing move the mind on the entire, all the joints of the body, the neck joint, feel, shoulder joints, elbows, wrist, fingers. The moment you are becoming aware of these joints, a sense of comfort and the steadiness returns. We'll also understand how the causal body strongly rules over the body, physical food sheet, and causes a lot of challenges. One of them is fidgeting. And now we are also carefree. I believe you have understood more than 50 definitions of being carefree. That is the meaning of the knowledge is settled. Thought is good thought comes, you are not affected. Bad thought comes, your mind is not creating any reaction. Let it come and go. Give an example, standing across the road watching the traffic. So instantly, within few seconds, you feel settled with the reference to the world outside being comfortable and carefree. For the sake of understanding, I am repeating, I told you that the knowledge leads to humility. I have defined humility. Humility results into inner qualifications. Then we are a qualified seeker. The qualified seeker continues the journey, results into the inner wealth. Now calmness, relax, easygoing in the life is natural to me. No, but I want the real self. Awareness of the food sheet. Experience in the mind, third sheet, is sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So who is holding the body in the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness? It is the second sheet, energy sheet. Why the body is in this state? Desire in the mind to succeed in meditation, to awaken to the happiness, permanent peace and happiness. But who is holding that decision in the mind? It is the fourth sheath, the intellect sheath. But here understand the causal sheath or the Anandamaya sheath, the bliss sheath, the innermost sheath, says, yes, you are already happy. With reference to these four sheaths, that is ignorance. I believe you are getting it. I introduce a very subtle principle every time, and now we will continue You look inside the heart, in the space, Om Shanti, gently. Like you say Om Shanti, and there is a space, then you say Om Shanti. You become aware of the space between Om and the Shanti. Oh, that is what the intellect is doing. The fourth sheet. And it is dropping Om Shanti in the space, so it is hitting back to the fifth sheet. But then we have to do it with the second one, and that is the energy sheet. Start breathing, quick, short, and gentle breathing through both the nostrils. Your focus remains, natural focus remains inside the heart, dropping Om Shanti. You are aware of the space. You are aware of the Om Shanti. Action part, you are dropping Om. You are aware of the space between the Om and the Shanti. At the same time, you continue doing quick, short, and the gentle breath. What the mind and delusion will do, it will start moving the whole body. Now, the mind does not want to leave its instinctive and the habitual nature. That is why we have started continuously in every session we are doing it. Continue. Quick, short, gentle breath. The physical sheath remains in the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And I also told you that it is possible to do sometime 80 to 100 breaths a minute without extra pressure. If you find there is an extra pressure, it means the mind says, you see, you have to do so much of pressure, it's better to leave it. We're going subtle, watchful, witness, all the 5 sheets. Action is done. Continue. Just as if you are totally absorbed in doing the breathing, Om Shanti, body is steady. You see, it helps you to raise your awareness of these 5 sheets. Continue 80 to 100 breaths a minute. Om Shanti, gently. And stop it. We will continue with the niyas, deep silent, slow breath. Body remain in the state of sensation, comfort and steadiness. You inhale deeply, allow the mind to move with the breath inside the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips. And then we say on the emptiness, or that is the space. And also with the intellect, singing. This time it is singing. Om Shanti. And while exhaling, the mind moves from the fingertips to the shoulder. You are aware and still self-absorbed. Understanding that knowledge is very much required. That's what I have been telling you all. You are repeating again and again with emotion, Om Shanti. The mind has a habit of jumping on the different thoughts, and that mind in modern science is known as the brain. Repeats itself. So you are preventing the brain to repeat the very habitual nature of the mind through the intellect by Om Shanti, supplying the deep silent slow breath. You are blocking the mind to go anywhere. So it's all working on the 5 sheet. The more and more you do the practice with understanding, with wisdom, you will realize, oh, it is this. Now inside the left arm. I did this nyasa, I remember long back, 15 minutes on each limb. That goes to 75 minutes. And once you return from it, you are doing all your work. But there is a clear sign that you are not the food sheet. Deep silence, slow breath. Om Shanti. In the space inside, the mind goes with the breath inside the left arm. You see, even if the mind is going and wandering, still you have an awareness and attention. It is very easy to note it. And when it is easy to note it, you are already living within. It is such a beautiful experience, if I say so. And now inside the right leg, there is no hard and fast rule. You can do it from any limb. Shanti. And it's better to sing Om Shanti with the meaning. Om, real self, pure consciousness, follows peace, Shanti, permanent peace. In these states, sometime your mind says as if by speaking, I'm disturbing you. That's a good sign. And now inside the left leg. When I say deep silence, slow breath, according to your capacity, according to your food sheet, it has nothing to do that you come to a uniformity. We are of different age groups. We have a different capacity of the lungs. So by meaning of the deep silence, slow breath, that breath is silent and you are aware. It is deep, you are aware. It is slow, you are aware. Sometime the mind says, I'm bored, and that boredom brings the sleepiness. We fall into unconsciousness. And when you are doing Om Shanti, it will help you not to fall into the sleep, but with consciousness, with awareness. And now inside the spine, from the crown of the head to the tailbone, from the tailbone to the crown of the head with Om Shanti. Understand it clearly what we are when I'm saying inside the right or left leg or the arm or inside the spine. It's an imagined, because no sense organ opens inside. So everything is happening in the mind. So there is a lot of garbage in the mind, and we are saying Om Shanti, we are doing deep silence, slow breathing, we are asking the mind to be aware of the space. It also purifies the mind, raise our awareness. From there, we have a beautiful experiences that you have shared in our many sessions. You see how easy it is? Just as a flow means the mind is living within. Now leave this step, look at the heart. Maybe you look at the chest, center of the chest, and look inside the skin of the rib cage. You find a space within, and there, while singing Om, move the mind deep inside. We are doing it without triangle today. We don't want to condition our mind. with any concept. So gradually you're singing See, the mind seems to stop. Wonderful. And then you drop Shanti. Find yourself you are a new level of awareness. The mind is not jumping here and there. Very good. If not, you do it again, Om Shanti. But very gentle, very softer. Echoing, echo of Om inside. And leave this Om Shanti also in your own way. Awareness of the five sheet. Simultaneous awareness or one after the other. Both are okay. Food sheath outermost. Energy sheath. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside, know your experiences, bring the hands down, and let us share our experiences. So let us do it. Let us have David and Jerry share their experiences first.
Overall, very excellent. The breathing, I struggled a little bit with the breathing, just getting into a rhythm, but by the time I got to the Nyasa, it just started to like unwind. And by the time we got to the center of the rib cage, it was just blank space, and there was this feeling of contentment.
Ah, that's very good. Feeling of contentment. It comes from deeper within. Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. Thank you. The meditation was very heightened awareness at the 5 sheaths.
Yeah.
And at the point when we went to the cave at the heart, and I think you said something about the 5 sheaths, and so I took a note again about noticing the 5 sheaths, and there was nothing to note.
Nothing
to note.
Yeah. Nothing to note means the mind reaches to the state of emptiness. Yes, I said either there should be a simultaneous awareness of the 5 sheaths or one after the other. Look at the Terry, didn't move at all during the entire practice. So we should have that knowledge. No, you have to unmute to talk to me. I think your lips are moving, so you're talking something, but in the meantime, let's have Anesthesia. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. It was deep, and this time I had some thoughts because I have issue with my mother, and I am deeply attached to her, and I'm surprised how I fell out of my natural stillness because of one conversation. But meditation was really deep, and I could see all of these thoughts coming related to my mother, and yeah.
You love your mother too much. This is what we say in the world outside, but it has to do with an attachment. The word is emotional dependence. And another part, if you examine, that is what we say, my mother. What I told you, women first. Mother is only a label. Yeah, it will happen. It's happening. How are you, Stephen?
Very, very good. My meditation was effortless, empty, and just David's word. It was filled with contentment. So just in a good place.
Yeah, contentment. You see, the word contentment is very important. Contentment without having any contact with anything in the world outside is the key. Now, today I had a good food, so I have a contentment. That will not work here. So that is why I'm stressing that point of contentment. So, how are you, Brandy? You are already on.
Go ahead.
You are already on. Yes.
Yeah, my microphone worked today.
Okay.
I got that sorted out. So similar to Anastasia, I came in kind of scattered because of some things. So I needed every bit of the lesson and the practice, but I was able to apply the lesson to my practice. So I don't know if I would say I achieved contentment,
Okay.
so that I don't, but I was definitely able to separate.
Yes,
and
yes.
look at things and settle down a little bit.
Settle down. I will tell you one thing, that I increased the duration of the practice today. So when we increase the duration of the practice, the mind keeps waiting. Oh, you have done for only 25 minutes, 30 minutes, now is the time. So sometime what happens, everything is going fine. The moment you increase the duration, that mind with all its thought enters into you. So that is another point that needs to be understood. So no worries, it happens. You do the practice again, you'll be there. How are you, Terry?
I stayed with the Shanti
Yes.
the whole time,
Beautiful.
and I achieved some separation from my gross
Yeah. Gross. Yeah.
issue.
We use the word gross for the physical food sheet, but here the word gross means different. So that's why I don't use it. Yeah.
I meant for food sheet, physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I achieved emotional distance.
Emotional distance or a freedom. I could see the whole time you were not moving at all. If that can happen today, it can happen all the time. Think in that way. I'm not talking of your problem of Parkinson, etc. Forget about it. I'm saying if we can achieve in one session, it can happen all the time.
Yeah.
So you need not to think what problem you have. You have to think how to do the practice to reach to that state.
Mm-hmm. I thought I would try to lay on bases.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. How are you, Barbara?
I'm very good, thank you. At the beginning of the meditation, I felt very sleepy. I was afraid I would fall asleep. But then sometime during the niyas, I began to feel very alert and very much at peace at the same time.
Beautiful. Yes. Causal body sometimes causes sleepiness, it does not, like Anastasia was saying, so she recognized the thought process, what happened with her mom. And sometimes we don't recognize that causal body sparks some impressions into my mind, and that disturbs the whole process. But we keep on doing it. So that's a good point. So how are you, Rakesh?
Thank you, sir. Today, when I was doing the chest breathing, it was going on, but at the end, suddenly, what happened? Nothing left except the breath.
Except the breath.
So breath was going up and down.
Huh.
The question came to my mind: who is doing this breath?
Okay.
But the only breath was going; there was nothing else.
Hmm.
Then NASA went on normally, and at the end, when in the chest we were dropping the Om Shanti, there was a black darkness, the tunnel, no end of it, and the things like that. But very, very peaceful and very, very calm.
Very calm, peaceful, yes. That is what I said with reference to the contentment. If the peace is independent of anything outside in the world, including the 5 sheet. So we are deeper. How are you, Ashok?
Good, sir.
Good,
Fantastic.
sir.
And yeah, very well.
Very well. I gave the practice very good?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Maybe now the time is coming for another transition. I'm just giving you. Maybe I will talk less and we will do practice for 50 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Very good. We will do it next next time. That is all. Thank you.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.